Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you how to bleed the brakes on your vehicle. We're going to be using my Shogun Sport that's behind me, mainly because I know the other day I was doing a video on the E46 and when I thought I was recording I wasn't, so I actually completely missed on how to bleed the brakes on that one. So I'm going to do it on this one because I've had to have the caliper off of this one today to rebuild it because the sliders were sticking. Again, another video will be coming on how to change the pads on the back of this one, which is what I've been doing today, but like I say, this side I had to get a bit more in depth, so I wanted to show you how to bleed the brakes on this side of the vehicle. Now, even though we're doing it on the Mitsubishi Shogun Sport, which is the same as Pajero Sport, Challenger, and yeah, and also Montero Sport, I was trying to think then, it doesn't matter. This will apply to 99% of cars, unless you've got certain vehicles with ABS will have to have the ABS pump run with a specialist computer on some of the newer models, but on a lot of the older stuff, like the stuff that I deal with mainly, this is the way to bleed your brakes. So I'll show you how I do that now. Right, now for this, just so I don't make a bit of a mess, I've got an old bottle with a piece of old fuel pipe that came off of one of my old cars that will fit over the bleed nipple. This is just so that when you're bleeding the fluid through, it'll go through the pipe and into your bottle rather than causing a mess all over the floor. I mean, you'll always get a couple of drips, but this is a good way to go. So the first thing you're going to have to do is locate your bleed nipple, and again, on most brakes they are usually closest to the pipe and usually higher up. They try and make them as high as they possibly can in the reservoir with fluid goes, because inside the actual caliper itself, because you need it on the highest point because you want to push all the air out of there. So here's mine. On this vehicle it's an 8mm. I've seen them be a 9mm, 7mm, and also 10 and 11mm. It depends on what vehicle you've got, but you're going to need a spanner that fits your respective vehicle. All you want to do is come under your engine bay and locate your brake fluid reservoir. I put my fluid top back on mine because most of them you will see it says somewhere on it DOT or dot 4 on 90% of cars. Some cars will say 3, some cars will say 5 if it's a race car. But yeah, that's what you want to look at. Most caps are yellow, on mine it's white, and that is your brake fluid reservoir. So what you want to do before you even start bleeding is check the level and then top it up. Try not to spill it. Easier said than done. There we are. Next, you want an assistant to sit inside the vehicle for you. Right, so as you can see, we've got this set up. What I always do is put my spanner on first, then I grab my pipe and put that on over the nipple as best I can, and also put the bottle somewhere where it's not likely to spill. The next thing we're going to do is ask our assistant that sat inside the car. Once they're actually sat inside the car, we're going to crack this off. Once that's open, then we're going to ask that assistant to push their foot down on the brake pedal and then back up 10 times, but on the 10th push we're going to ask them to hold the brake pedal on the floor. When they do that, we're going to crank this back round and tighten it up, go and check the level, and then that's it. Usually on a service I only do 10 on each one, just to bleed out some of the old fluid, and usually brings the newer fluid through then. But because I'm doing a repair on this one, what I'm going to do, because I've done a repair on this caliper, is I'm going to bleed it through 30 times. So I'm going to do 3 banks of 10, and then I'm going to hold it down, and then what you do is you ask your assistant inside the vehicle to pump the pedal with it all tightened up and make sure the pedal stays hard with the engine off. If it's sinking to the floor slightly, that is a sign you've got air or moisture in the brake lines, or you might have a leak somewhere else. But that is what our plan is. Put the rubber on there, go into the bottle, undo that one. Right, do you mind giving me 10 pumps and holding it down to the floor, please? Okay, and back. Just going to check the level. Still full. How does the pedal feel if you pump it up now? Yeah, you can leave go now. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do, to be honest. And yeah, do you mind holding your foot on the pedal for me just a sec so I can keep an eye on? Brilliant, thank you. I just wanted to check the brake flexi where I loosen it and put it back on. I didn't want it to be leaking. After I finish, what I'm going to do is check the brake pedal. So what that entails is putting your foot on the brake with the engine off and then pumping it as hard as you can and then holding it there. And you make sure that that stays where it is. If the pedal is sinking down, then that means that you could have a leak or air in the system. If it stays where it is, that's brilliant. And if it goes hard, that's normal with the engine off. Once that's done, I'll start the vehicle. The pedal will sink like normal, but it should stop before it gets to the floor. It shouldn't go all the way to the floor. So guys, now that's done, I'm sat back in the truck. First thing I'm going to do before I even put the keys or put the ignition on is pump that brake pedal. Make sure it goes up nice and hard. Hold your foot on it with the engine off and make sure it doesn't sink to the floor. You do this just because if you've bled the system and there's air in it, then it will be spongy and you don't want to drive off like that, otherwise the brakes won't work hardly at all. So, I hope this has helped some of you out, guys. If it has, then let us know by hitting a like and a subscribe underneath this video here. We love making these things. We hope you enjoy watching them, and there is plenty of more content to come, so stay tuned.